Hey, my friends. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by and for spending a little time with me. This has been kind of a hell of a week for a lot of us. Truthfully, it doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum in terms of politics. I think all of us has felt it, whether you won or whether you lost, doesn't matter. So for those of you, in case you're watching this like months from now, we had the election a couple days ago, and I found a lot of my clients, a lot of my colleagues, friends really struggling with fear, with sadness, with feeling overwhelmed. And so I decided to create this video, although I'm not making this directed to politics at all. I'm just bringing it up here as an intro for those of you who are watching this in the present time and are feeling it, because I want to acknowledge it. And as a little bit of a background for those of you who might be watching it later. But today, essentially, I'm going to take you through a process to help you heal and move through strong emotions, and help you let go of wounds or experiences that are draining your energy and that are keeping you essentially kind of like stuck and small. And the truth is, there's simply a lot of fear and instability in being human. And sometimes we need a simple way to come back to center, to come back to ourselves, to start to feel safe again, to feel held, to feel nourished in our life and in our business so that we can keep going. So this is what this training, this video, this live is about today. I want you to have something that you can come back to and use anytime you're struggling for anything, for any reason. So the aim of this training and this process is to help you shift back into regulation, into being open, relaxed, and into expansion so that you can once again start to create and to receive everything you desire from this place of ease, from this place of flow, from this place of alignment. When we are triggered, worried, disappointed, stuck in some kind of old pattern of lack, of abandonment, of rejection, of resentment, our amygdala, which is a part of the brain that processes fears, old memories, old traumas, will start to fire, and it will put us in some kind of freeze, fight, or flight mode. When that happens, our nervous system starts to contract and we enter a sort of survival mode, meaning that our ability to be regulated, to be relaxed, to be receptive, to be aware of positive things, of opportunities, to be in the flow of creativity, and to actually think clearly and have the right perspective, all of that is compromised. So when your nervous system is contracted, you become armored and you are literally unavailable for expansion, for receiving. And you're only able to create and receive more contraction. When we are in this place of armoring, in this place of contraction, essentially, without meaning to, we start to resist change. We are blocked to our inspiration. We start to resist growth and flow. And this armoring keeps us from being able to find our creative flow, from being able to feel motivation, from being able to reestablish a sense of hope, a sense of trust, a sense of excitement in what's coming. And because of that, it becomes almost impossible to create what you desire or to receive the results you want in any area of your life with any kind of ease and pleasure. And the truth is, we can't create a joyful, easeful, peaceful, abundant future by sacrificing peace, joy, ease, abundance in the present. As I like to say, we can't create the future that is possible for us by being at war with our present. Let me say that again. You cannot create the future that is possible for you by being at war with what's happening in the present. True fulfillment comes from dropping the war. True fulfillment comes from finding a sense of peace and being able to reestablish trust right now in things as they are, even and especially when things feel upside down, even and especially when things feel scary, overwhelming, or even hopeless. So this work is all about training our mind and our body to let go of this habit that the brain has in some way of always spinning, reaching, and trying to figure out what went wrong, of trying to fix things, trying to figure them out, trying to improve them or make sense of them in some way. Sometimes there's just shit you can't make sense of. And the truth is, when you are in that place of contraction, the part of your brain who could actually find a way to make sense of it is not getting adequate blood flow. So it's actually not able to help you. So instead of trying to fix things or figuring them out, we want to come back to the wisdom of our body. We want to come back to restoring a sense of safety, a sense of capacity, of calm, by discovering our sacred ground right here, a sense of safety right here, right now, in things exactly as they are. And I know shit's easier said than done, but that's kind of what I'm going to help you do today. And I'm going to take you through. Obviously, this is what I do a lot of with my clients, but I'm going to give you a taste of that today. Essentially, this peace, this trust that you find your way back to, even in the midst of darkness and turmoil, comes from realizing that you are your own home. That true peace and transformation has always already been right here, found in here, not out there. When you learn to feel safe with you, to come home to you, to feel safe with being here, to hold yourself in a way that is deeply nourishing, you learn to fall back into what I call the unwavering ground of safety. Sometimes I call it the inexhaustible ground of safety, because it's literally a sense of safety and trust that is not circumstantial. It is innate to you, and it is not defined by what's going on in your life or going on in the world. And when you're able to do that, you're able to come home and to re-anchor in that, you begin to trust yourself again. You begin to trust life again, even when it makes no fucking sense. And you begin to be able to be held and nourished by this sense of safety and by this sense of trust. And then when you have re-anchored in safety and in trust, you learn to take action and to move and to create from that place, from that ground, rather than taking action, moving, creating from a sense of lack, from a sense of overwhelm, from a sense of anxiety, from a sense of not enoughness. which is what a lot of us do. We get scared, we get overwhelmed, and so we get busy trying to fix things. And then we don't understand why everything we do is not creating the results we want. Because you're creating it from the wrong place. You cannot create expansion by taking action from contraction. Just like you can't create abundance by taking action from a place of scarcity and lack. So our job is always first to come back home to ourselves, to re-anchor into the unwavering, inexhaustible ground of safety. Because when we're able to do that, then the amygdala, that fear place in the brain, stops firing. And your capacity, your creativity, your flow is restored. And that's when you're actually able to see clearly what's going on, to have a much wiser, wider perspective. And this is when you're able to start to create some lemonade out of these damn lemons. So when you drop the war, you become open once again to what is possible. And you repair and restore the flow, both the flow inside you, the flow of your clarity, of your inspiration, of your creativity, of your motivation, of your mission, and also the external flow, the flow of progress, the flow of opportunities coming at you, the flow of serving and showing up in an empowered way, the flow of creating and receiving massively, abundantly. None of that can happen when you're in constriction. All of that only happen when you're back into expansion, and safety is always the primary step to that. So let me go into these steps. Like for me, the moment that I sense that I'm in contraction, that I am hanging on to some kind of disappointment, resentment, fear, rejection, anxiety, something like that, then I automatically know that this is an invitation to do the work to reset and shift my nervous system, my identity, out of that sense of contraction, out of that dysregulation, out of being at war with what's happening either internally inside me or even at war with what's happening externally, so that I can be available once again for what I want. So today I'm going to give you 3 super simple steps that you can take yourself through to bring yourself out of fear, out of armoring, out of resistance, out of freeze, and to help you shift your nervous system back into safety, into relaxation and expansion, so you can start to take action from there and you can start to make amazing things happen from there. I'm going to give you two powerful steps, and then I'm going to give you a third process that is a question to help you shift essentially that safety and that expansion back into action. This is part of my proprietary process that I designed over years of working with myself and working with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients. And so over the years of doing this work, I've discovered that there's kind of 5 core missing experiences, that's what I call them, that we all need to feel safe, to increase our capacity for receiving the good, and to help us anchor into expansion. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you 2 of those, and out of the 5, and just these 2 should really help you start that process of coming home to yourself, of finding that unwavering ground of safety and coming back into a place of relaxation and centeredness, so that you can then take some kind of action from that place, rather than trying to take action from freeze and from constriction. So step 1, I call providing the missing experience of permission and validation. So here's the philosophical background from this. Everything in us, everything in the entirety of the universe actually, wants the right to be here and to exist exactly as it is. Everything in life, including everything inside you, wants the right to exist. And it wants the right to exist exactly as it is. So the first step is essentially to stop being at war with the present, to stop being at war with the present first by not being at war with yourself. So you're going to give yourself permission in this first step for whatever it is that you are feeling right now, and you're going to validate your own experience. Remember, you can't shift into what could be if you are at war with what is, because what you resist persists. So the part of you that is feeling contracted, disappointed, afraid, confused, abandoned, drained, exhausted, rejected, dismissed, whatever the hell you're feeling, this part of you will not be able to settle. It will not be able to relax until it feels met. It won't be able to open until it feels welcomed, acknowledged, and safe to be and to feel as it does. So when you notice that something in you is struggling, is in resistance to what's happening, either what's happening inside you or what's happening in the world, then you want to first kind of slow down and look at where in your body do you feel this constriction? Where do you feel the no in your body? Where do you feel the drain, the heaviness, the pressure, the darkness in your body? And when you have that, you want to just put a hand on it. So for most of us, we're going to feel it in our throat. We're going to feel it in our chest. We're going to feel it in our solar plexus. We're going to feel it in our stomach. Sometimes if you feel it in more than one place, you've got 2 hands, use both hands. And if you're not sure, if you feel in your body and your body just feels numb, because that can happen when we have a lot of emotions, then I just want you to give yourself permission to just put your hand on your chest, like you're hugging something in you that feels like life is just too much right now. I can't take it. I can't feel it. And so you're going to put your one hand or both hands on your chest or on the part of you where you feel that tightness. And you're going to just say to this part of you, hey, it's okay to feel. ... It's okay to feel afraid. It's okay to feel disappointed. It's okay to feel dejected, angry, like this is the end of the world. It's okay to feel exhausted. It's okay to not know what to do next. You're just going to really give words to your inner experience by saying it's okay to. And you're going to say it a few times as you breathe. You can even sometimes, I will kind of tap, like I'm tapping on the back of like a young part of me. Hey, it's okay. It's okay that life feels crazy right now. It's okay that you feel overwhelmed. Once you have given permission and validated your experience by letting that part of you that's struggling, that feels small, that feels constricted, know that it's okay to feel XYZ. It's okay to think XYZ. It's okay to be XYZ. Then you're ready for step 2. And step 2 is all about providing the missing experience of belonging and support. Every contraction you're going to feel inside yourself comes from lack. It comes from not getting or experiencing something that you needed, something that felt important, something that mattered to you. Belonging and support is one of those things that we need. And in this current world, loneliness and a sense of being on our own with our shit is very prevalent. It's an issue that comes back over and over. And for a lot of us, especially if you are a giver, a caretaker, somebody who is a leader of other people, then more than likely you have really felt that. Like the weight of the world, like the weight of your life relies on your own shoulders. More than likely you felt like you don't always fit in, you don't always belong, and you don't have that. You're here to support everybody else, but no one is here to support you. And so with this second step, we are actually meeting that part that feels really alone in this to give that support that this part needs. So step one, you're putting a hand where it hurts, and you're saying to this part of you, hey, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel stuck. It's okay to feel numb. It's okay to not know what to do next. It's okay to be so fucking sad and confused right now. And then in step two, you're simply going to follow up and say, I'm right here with you. You are not alone in this. I'm going to stay with you, sit with you in this fear, in this discomfort, in this worry. And whatever comes our way, we're going to figure it out together. You are essentially letting this part know that it is not alone, that you have its back, and that you're going to figure this out with her, with it. I say with her for me because I'm a girl, but you could be a guy. So you're going to figure this out together. You are reincurring a sense of being held and being supported, of not being alone in the darkness, no matter what. And so in this process, you're going to repeat these first two steps. Hey, it's okay to feel scared, to feel overwhelmed, to feel like you're a failure, to feel whatever it is, worried. I'm right here with you. I'm not going anywhere. I've got your back. Whatever comes our way, we're going to figure it out together. You're not alone in this. And you're going to repeat these two simple steps a few times as you breathe. Kind of taking it in, not going too fast, allowing your body to take in the permission and the validation, and allowing your body to take in the holding, the support, the sense of not being alone. And then you're going to see what happens in your body. How does your body and your mind respond? When I work with clients, obviously I go deeper, but just these two steps should allow you to start to feel your body relax. You should notice that your breath starts to slow down and deepen, that something in you can start to settle back down into rest and regulation, that your mind starts to slow down, to calm, and to open again. Essentially, you will notice that something in you stops being at war with the present and starts to re-anchor into safety and possibility. When that happens, the part of you that was contracted, that was hurt, that was worried, starts to feel safe and supported enough to release its resistance, to start to be here fully, and to start to re-engage with life, and to re-engage with your own becoming, your own emergence, with what's possible. Possible for you, possible for your life, possible for the world. Essentially, you step out of constriction and you start to step into expansion and possibilities. When we learn like that to start to meet our own needs and to start to essentially be our own home, as I stated, be our own North Star, to stop relying on things externally to provide us with a sense of groundedness and safety and clarity, and we allow all of that to come from us, literally, we start to be able to approach the future, our life, our relationship, our business from a place of fullness, from a place of trust, and from this place of overflow. Because the seed always begets the fruit. Remember earlier I said you can't create expansion from contraction. So if we're trying to create change, if we're trying to achieve and receive from constriction, from resentment, from lack, from worry, from resistance, we literally just end up creating more of the same. We end up, everything we do leads to results that are anchored in lack, in resentment, that create more worry, that create more constriction and resistance. So now let me give you step 3 before we wrap up. So once you've done step 1 and 2, and you've noticed that your body is more relaxed, that your nervous system has kind of come into some degree of regulation, you feel more centered, you feel more calm, you feel more open, then I want to invite you to simply ask this part of you that was once constricted and struggling, hey, so what's our next step? How do we start to create lemonade out of these lemons? What's our next step? What wants to come out of this? How do we create lemonade out of these lemons? And I want to invite you to write down any thought, any ideas, any need or desire that emerges out of you in that moment, and to follow that. Because the moment that you ask yourself that, you're asking regulation. Hey, how do you want to be expressed in the world? You're asking relaxation. How do you want to be expressed in the world? You're asking this restored sense of safety and capacity and even sovereignty that you have. How do you want to be expressed in the world? What do you want to do next? And so every step you will take then will come from this place of expansion rather than coming from contraction. And actions that are taken from expansion create results that are expanded. When you learn to move, to produce, to achieve, to receive from peace, from safety, from expansion, then creating the life, the business, the money that nourishes you and is in complete alignment with who you are and what you want, that actually becomes clear, simple, and easeful. And the reason it becomes simple and easeful is because you become a match for it. Like when you're doing this work, you become the version of you who has the capacity to show up, to receive, to hold all the results you want with spaciousness. This is also when you start to create the life, the business, the money you want without sacrifice, without overwhelm, without sabotage, because essentially you've restored the flow. You've increased your sense of capacity and sovereignty. You're moving from resilience. Your results are arriving. Opportunities are flowing. And money is showing up in a way that is consistent and reliable. And hopefully exciting as well. So first, you find that inexhaustible, unwavering ground of safety. You anchor in that. When you do that, you start to increase your capacity And then you start to shift your identity into sovereignty. When those three things are happening, your life opens to you. And your life opens to you because you have become open. When you are grounded in safety, when you have greater capacity, and you are anchored in sovereignty, you literally are open. You are moving through life from yes rather than from no. And when you are moving through life from yes, from this openness, then everything can flow to you. Your life opens and comes to you because you are open. This is what I have for you. I hope this training was useful. I hope these 3 steps will allow you to re-anchor in that safety, to start doing the work of safety, capacity, and sovereignty, and to take action and to move in the world from there, because God knows the world needs it. The world doesn't need a bunch of scared people moving from being afraid. The world needs people who are safe. They're safe in here and they're safe out there, and they're moving from that sense of safety and capacity. If you found this training valuable, expansive in some way, please share it with friends, with colleagues. Tag friends and colleagues in here that you think could benefit from it. I would love to have as many people as possible benefit from this work. I want to see you succeed massively in life, in love, in leadership, in your business, with money. And I want to see you succeed in a way that's going to feel really easeful, playful, nourishing to all of you, from your soul and your body all the way to your bank account. And so if you sense that in some way you are or have been blocking your ease, your joy, your ability to grow and to receive abundantly from this place of aliveness, from this place of openness, from this place of trust, then I would love to work together. And you and I can start to work to do this expansion work with a one-off intensive. I call it the Wired for Wealth Intensive. And you can receive that 90-minute one-on-one time with me at a significant savings since you're new to this work. So in this intensive, I actually take you through the full 5 steps. Today you got 2. I take you through all 5 of the steps, and I show you exactly how to move out of contraction and really find a sense of liberation and anchor yourself in expansion so that you can create, move, receive, hold everything you desire in your life from this expansion. So I have no doubt that whether you and I continue to work together after that intensive, at the very least, that intensive, I can guarantee you, you will walk away with a life-changing practice that you'll be able to use for the rest of your life for any kind of circumstances and situations. So if you are interested in checking that out, just click the link in the description of this video. It would be my honor to put my 20 plus years of experience as a therapist, as an expansion expert, and as a strategist to work for you, for your own homecoming and for your own expansion and wealth, both financial wealth and emotional wealth. Financial freedom, emotional freedom. All right, that's what I have for you. Mwah. Wishing you a way back to resilience and a way back to hope and trust. In the end, when the shit hits the fan, the biggest fuck you can give what's not working, so to speak, which is kind of a weird way to end this since I've been talking about not being at war with what is, but I'll go with it. I'm riffing here. The biggest fuck you can give to the energies that would oppress you is to have an inner revolution, to become the most peaceful, the most powerful force in your life, to make a shit ton of money that you can use to do amazing, wonderful, good things in the world. You are your own revolution. And you are, to quote Gandhi, the change that the world needs to see. All right. I'm done. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you next week with a new training. Mwah.